guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarn for hand knitting. So today we will be making a baby blanket. I will show you a new pattern. It's a cable knit. I was showing a few times how to make a cable knit, but this cable knit will have cables on the sides, which looks very beautiful on the finished blanket. Because it's almost Valentine's Day, I will be using hot pink, and white. It's a beautiful color combination. This is a baby blanket. It's a very small blanket. It's like about 25 by 35, maybe 40. And the colors I will be using hot pink, and white. These colors and also like 140 colors, other colors available at BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com. Please don't run to the craft stores. They don't have this yarn. You can buy it at BeCozi.net. We have the very fast shipping. So in a few days you will have any of our beautiful yarn and you can make this blanket. So I will put information how much yarn you need for bigger blanket and how to knit it, what would be the pattern. And if you have our yarn ready, let's get started. Okay guys, so we will be using hot pink, and white. And we will start with our hot pink. So we'll put the other one away. So open the yarn, find the end, and then place the yarn in front of you like that. If you wanted to fluff out your yarn, you can run it through your fingers like that between your nails. See, it's becoming more fluffy. Sometimes yarn comes in some spots, it will be not as fluffy as the other. So you can just do it like that, or another way, you can place the blanket when it's made already in a dryer for about 10 minutes on warm. Don't put it on hot, and that will fluff out the blanket. So this is our yarn. I will use the lighter to burn the end to prevent unraveling. Place the yarn like that. This is the tail, this is working yarn. Working yarn goes on the top. Insert your fingers, grab working yarn through this loop and pull it out. So you're pulling these two strings together down and this up, and this is your first stitch. It's a little bit too big, so I will pull working yarn down to make it smaller. So it should be about 1 inch, a little bit over 1 inch. Insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. We just made the second stitch. Now our goal is to make all stitches about the same size, and we will be casting on 17 stitches for this small blanket, okay? So 1, 2, now I will hold or press the bottom of the stitch, insert my fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. I'm doing it to make the stitch, to keep stitch of the same size, because if you don't hold it, see, if you don't hold it and then you insert in your fingers, you're already making it bigger. So hold the bottom, insert your finger, grab working yarn and pull it out. This way you will have all stitches of the same size on the bottom. The bottom stitches should be a little bit bigger than the stitches you will be knitting on the blanket itself. This way you will have a blanket on the bottom of the same size that the whole blanket, because otherwise it will be like that. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more stitches, so now we have 17. So what are we doing next? Now we are turning our yarn on our cast on chain on another side. The reason we're doing it because we want this beautiful chain to be on the bottom of the blanket. Okay, so turn it like that, place working yarn on the back, and now we will be pulling out our first row. We're not starting the pattern yet, we're just pulling out the first row. So this is our first stitch. We're going from underneath with our fingers, grabbing working yarn and pulling it out. So now we will be using this middle part of the stitch, not the top, not the bottom, the middle one. So you need to find it, you need to lift it, insert your fingers or hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. So this is second stitch. Now the third one, so find this middle part of the stitch, and you are simply pulling out your first row before starting the pattern. You can start the pattern in the first row, but it will be harder because you need to pull out this middle side of the stitches. So make sure you have 17 after you pulled out. So especially if you're new to hand knitting, you need to count your stitches not to lose them. That you would have the same number. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17. So now we are starting our pattern, guys. And I will write it down underneath the video for you. I have a piece of paper with the pattern here, so I will be using that. So what are we doing now? We are making 3 knitted stitches, guys, okay? So insert your finger, grab working yarn, pull it out. The same here. Insert your finger, grab working yarn, pull it out. 1, 2, 3. Now we are making 1 stitch purl. So working yarn is in front of you, not on the back, over here. And you're taking the stitch and you're pushing the yarn through. Now we're making 2 knitted stitches. Working yarn goes on the back. You insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. So this is simple knitting stitch 2. Now next purl and then 3 knitted. Again, I will write it down on the bottom of the video, and knitted stitches will have letter K, knit, and purl stitches will have P. And then when it's crisscross, I will say crisscross because that's where you're making the cable. So now after 3, we're making 1 purl, then we're making 2 knit, 1 purl, and then 3 knitted. Okay, so this is for a small, for baby blanket, guys. For the bigger blankets, again, underneath the video, I will write down what stitches should be for the bigger blanket. Okay, so 3 knit, 1 purl, 2 knit, 1 purl, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3. What are we doing now? We're now knitting next row. So this, what we will be doing, where we have 3 knitted, here, here, and here, so we have 3 cables. Those cables we will be make a cable crisscross every 7 row. So we're knitting 6 and then we're making cable. For this 2, we will be making cable every 2nd row. So now we had 1 row, and now we will be making cables here, the 2, okay? So this 1, 2, 3 cables will be every 7, this one every 2nd. So I will be skipping first stitch starting this row because this will give you beautiful chain on the bottom, on the side, and I will be skipping on another side too. And I'm always skipping the first stitch. I'm knitting the last, I'm skipping the first. It's just sitting here, it's very simple. So knit, knit, so you have 3 knitted. Now purl that 1 purl. And now this one crisscross. So you are making a cable. So the 2nd goes on the top of the 1st, and you are knitting the 2nd stitch, and then you're knitting the 1st. Okay? Now purl, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Purl. Now making crisscross. Second goes on the top, and we are knitting second, knitting first. Purl, and then knit these 3 guys. 1, 2, 3. So next row, the same. I'm skipping first stitch, it's just sitting here. I'm knitting second stitch, 1, 2, purl, and then knit these 2 because we are making a cable here every second row, guys. Okay, so literally when we're going from the right to the left, that's when you will be making a cable here. So this is this one we're just making simple cable, and here we are knitting, not simple cable, we are just making simple purling stitch. Simple purl stitch, and then 3 knit. So as I said, we will be knitting this way for 6 rows before we will make a cable crisscross on the side here. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, skipping first stitch. This is our row number 5. And as I said, every time we're going from the right to the left, we will be making little cables with 2 stitches. Second on the top of the first, and knit. Then knit the first one. Purl, and then this is our 5th row. So 1 more row like that. Cable, knit, a second on the top, knit second, knit first, and now we are done with row number 5. See, we have these little cables here already. They look very beautiful. So this is row number 6, and this row we are simply knitting and purling stitches as we see them. So if we see knitted, we are knitting. If we see purling, we are purling. So here we are. And the next row is when we will be making our cables on those 3 stitches on the side and on the middle. Okay, here we are. So what do we do now? We are now making the cable with these 3 guys, okay? So how we're doing it? So first we will be crisscrossing, so these 2 stitches goes on the top, and this first stitch goes on the bottom, okay? So 2 stitches we're knitting first, oh, actually it was second, we're knitting third, and now we're knitting that first that's sitting on the back. See, we crisscrossed it, okay? Now we are purling the next stitch. Those purl stitch will be purled all the way through the blanket. Now this is our second row from the right to the left, I'm sorry. So we always making this little cable here. Second goes on the top, and then first stitch, purl stitch. And now we're making a cable here with these 3 stitches, okay? And when the blanket is bigger, you will actually have 4 here in the middle. So it will be 2 and 2. Because the blanket is so small, it's a baby blanket, we have 3 and 3 here for cables. Otherwise, but for a bigger blanket, it will be 4, 4, and 4. Again, I will write it down underneath the video. So this 2 goes on the top, and this first one on the bottom. So we're knitting second, we're knitting third, and now we're knitting that first one sitting on the back. See, we just made a cable crisscross. Now purl, make a little cable here, second, first, purl, and now we're making cable here. 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, knit second first, knit third, and knit that first sitting on the back. Okay, so here we are. Next row simply, and when we're coming out of the cable like that, I will be knitting the first stitch. This is the only time when I will be knitting it, and the reason is because we really need it to be formed and we need to see that cable on this side, okay? Otherwise, I will be skipping it over here. So we are knitting these little cables, purling the purl stitch. We are knitting these 3 stitches that we just made the cable. We are purling, knitting. So this is the pattern, guys. Again, this is for the baby blanket. If you need it for the bigger blanket, look underneath the video. I will write it down for blanket 30 by 50 and for blanket 40 by 60. Small and medium size. So what I will do now, I will be knitting this hot pink until I'm done with it, and then I will come back and I will show you how to connect the pink. Okay guys, so I'm almost done with the first skein, and I don't have enough to finish my last row with, so I will actually add a little bit of yarn, because a new color should always start with the new row, okay? So I will show you how to connect the yarn with the lighter. So taking the one end of the skein and then you start burning it until you see the light, then take the other one and attach it and push it toward each other. And then just wait for a few seconds until it's not too hot. And then after that, you can start rubbing it together. This way it will be connected really well. And the middle part, it's like a little bit harder, plasticky area will not be as noticeable. So now I will finish this row 1, 2, and 3. This is our 3 ready for cable. And now I will cut the hot pink and I will connect our pink. So here is the end of it. And I will connect the same way, guys. So I will burn, and I usually on the blankets I use the knot method, and I think people really prefer to burn ends, so that's why I'm showing it how to burn the ends together. So here, then you're rubbing it together and you connected the yarn nicely. After you rub it together and it's completely cold, pull the yarn that you would feel that it's completely connected. So what are we doing now? You see, we had 6 rows, so now it's time for the cable. See, we have this cable every 7 row and cable here every 2nd row. So what are we doing now? So the first stitch goes on the bottom and 2nd and 3rd on the top. So you're knitting 2nd stitch, you're knitting 3rd, and then you're knitting that first one sitting on the bottom. Okay, so now purled are always purled. And if you don't want to have this bump that you would see that where you connected the purl, you can actually knit it in this row and then go back to purling. That's what I will do. This way you will not see connection of the yarn. It will be all on the back. Okay, so here we are doing it little cable every 2nd row. We will knit our purled one, and then the next row we'll go back to purling to avoid this connection being on the front side. Now, cable with the 3. So first one goes on the back, these 2 on the top. 2nd stitch, 1st, 3rd, and then the first one on the back. Then knit the purl one, cable with this two, knit second, knit first, knit the purl one, and then we're doing the same here. The first stitch goes on the back, the second and third on the top, knit the second, knit the third, and then knit the first one. Here we are. We just connected our pink color. Now we are simply knitting. Here we're going back to purling. See, we don't have any connection side, it's all on the back. Here we are knitting these little cables because that's where we are knitting in this row. We're knitting the cable that we just created. Purl, knit, purl, and knit this three. So what I will be doing now, guys, I will be knitting in this way until I use all my pink, and then I will come back and I will show you the white. Okay, guys, so we are done with our hot pink and our pink. And here you can see I still have yarn, a big tail actually, but it will not be enough for the whole row. Even if it's like longer, for the whole row you will need at least two widths of the blanket. So what I will do, I will connect the white color and I will cut this pink. I will just leave this little end here. So now I will connect and I will actually show how I connected with the knot. It's a second way to connect. It's simpler and I like it on the blankets more than connecting with the burning way. So you're just making a knot, another knot, and then you are pulling the yarn in the different directions until you can feel that it's nowhere to pull. Then you're cutting the tail close to that knot, and here we are. We connected our yarn. So now we will be knitting, and again, as I said, when I'm making a cable, I'm knitting the first stitch after I done the cable. And then when you introduce a new yarn, you always knit the first stitch because you need it to be here, first stitch. It shouldn't be pink. So don't skip, knit the first stitch. So here's our three white. Here the same, guys, when it's purled and we're introducing new yarn, we are knitting this stitch, okay? And here our little cable with two, 1, 2, knit the purl, then we'll go back to purling next row. And here we're simply knitting because cable just was here, just a few rows. And here our two, we are making a cable, knitting the purl stitch and knitting this, guys. And I will keep knitting the whole white skein. And again, as I said, I am skipping the first stitch when it's already new yarn. This one was purl stitch before, so we're purling it. Knitting this two because this one cable every second row, purling and knitting the cable ones. So the white one will be just repeating the same pattern that I was using on the pink. Really beautiful looking. And then when I am done with the white, I will come back and I will show you how to cast off or to finish the blanket. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm finishing up. I used almost all of my white skein. So now I have 1 and 2 left. It probably will not be enough because you usually need 3. So let's see, if we don't have enough, I will probably just connect a little piece. So to cast off, you're taking your first and second stitch together like that on your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it through. Then you keep this one stitch that you just made on your finger, add in second one, grab working yarn and pull it out. And then you keep doing it until you cast off all your stitches. So you're simply knitting 2 stitches at a time. So here we are. See, I don't have enough yarn, so I will have a little bit of yarn connected from another skein. So I will make a simple knot, and I will pull it in both directions until it's connected. Here we go. So keep casting off this way, 2 stitches at a time. Don't forget to count all the stitches, that you would not miss a stitch. And when you are done casting on, make sure to look on the back if you took all stitches and you have this beautiful chain. So look here, no stitches, so you did good job. And now you can cut the yarn. You can either make a knot if you don't have a lighter, or burn the end to prevent unraveling. The end goes inside this last stitch, and we are done. This yarn goes underneath the chain like that, and then you can hide it on the back. You can sew it, or you can just hide it like that. And then we will do the same on the bottom. The yarn goes, see this chain? It goes underneath the chain and then back. And then on the back of the blanket, you are just tucking it in. Here you go. Like that. So our beautiful baby blanket is ready. White, pink, and hot pink. Perfect for upcoming Valentine's Day. Beautiful pattern. So I used only 3 skeins, and they're available at BeCozi.net. This yarn available on BeCozi.net. Get the yarn, make a blanket, and stay warm and be cozy. Hey guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. I would like to introduce my hand knitting book. The book was published in September 21, and recently it was also published with the Christian Publishing Agency. It's available on our website and also available on Amazon. This is the only book on hand knitting on the craft market. It's extremely unique and very beautiful book explaining hand knitting, giving you a history of our company, how hand knitting was born, and then it also gives you a few patterns, simple patterns with a very detailed pictures how to make every single step on the way. Go to the link underneath this video and purchase this book, and let's hand knit.